Okay, today we're gonna talk about this little tiny box, because who doesn't like a tiny box? Hey! All jokes aside, we are gonna talk about what's in this tiny box. Today we're gonna talk about the Acerus HD, which is our throttle control group for the Harley Davidson. In this little box, this is one component of the Acerus HD. The rest of the Acerus HD is, there it is. This kit is the throttle and clutch grip. They come in this lovely little box. This is the clutch side grip. Ta-da! Absolutely beautiful. You don't need the bag, throw it away. Litter. I mean, that's what I do with my used car batteries. I just throw them in the ocean because how are the eels gonna charge themselves? You know, I'm trying to look out for the environment here, guys. And this is the throttle side. Beautiful. Now you can save this box, which is a slightly larger box than the tiny box. But if you like boxes like I do, you'll keep them. Inside this, you'll find a little adapter. This guy. Right there. And you're gonna find inside this bag a few more pieces. There's a little spring. This is the Acerus throttle assembly. There's a tiny little E-clip. This little tiny guy right there, so don't lose that. Stainless hardware here at the bottom. And then we have bundled up like a newborn, some fun little parts for you guys. So I'll unwrap these on camera so all you weirdos can hear the fucking weird sounds. I don't understand, like people scratching paper and doing this, like what is, I don't get it. I'm sorry guys, I just don't get it. Ass to mouth or something it's called, I don't know. But anyways, now we get to a quiet part. This stuff's very quiet, so sorry guys, no weird noises. Gonna open this little dude up and you have two pieces inside here. One is a little Delrin shoe and then you have a thumb wheel. And that is so you can use your thumb to engage the cruise control. Now let's go install this bitch. See how effective that was? Best tool in the shop. And that's trash. Now to install this wonderful kit, you're gonna need to find the nipple in your chest pocket, somewhere in here. All right, this is a 9/64 Allen key and a 1/2" combination wrench. Marin is holding all the parts for me. Set these on the wrench here, on the wrench, Jesus Christ, that's a fender. Now I've got a hand pad here. I'm just gonna soften up all this stuff. There's a bunch of paint here. Cool, much better, much smoother. Now we're gonna take our end of the cable, throttle cable, and we are going to thread our adapter onto it. Super easy. Now we're gonna take the bottom of our Acerus throttle assembly, and we're gonna thread the adapter into the Acerus throttle assembly. If you wanna see how we assembled this guy with the spring and everything, you can check out the video on our YouTube channel. Now we get our 1/2" wrench.
And don't forget all you Honda Shadow owners, we also have this for Honda Shadows.
That's right, all you Honda Shadow owners. You guys always come first around here. We developed the Acerus throttle assembly without a throttle lock. For a few years we had that, and then we just came out with a throttle lock, I believe, last year. So now if you want a long ride, you can actually turn this little thumb wheel and lock your throttle in place to give your right hand a rest. I don't recommend going to sleep or making a sandwich while you do it, but you know, makes those long rides much more pleasant. So now, we're going to take our Delrin shoe, and we're gonna set it right here on this little pin on top of the screw. I need the throttle side of the Malleus grips. These are available on shoptjbc.com. This is the Malleus grips. There's a matching clutch side, and this is included in the Acerus for Honda Shadows kit, as well as the Acerus HD kit for Harley Davidson. They also have other colors, and I need one of these little guys. Okay, so your Harley Davidson probably has one of these little tiny brass ferrules on it. So we're gonna need that. It's gonna go on the end of your cable here. Very easy to do, just like that. And then you're going to drop it in right, yeah, like so. Be careful not to lose that little shoe. That shoe has to stay right there. All right, now we go up on the bar to give me that top half, perfect. And I will take the Allen key and one screw, and we're gonna get up underneath here with one of these screws, and we're gonna start the thread on one side. We are not gonna tighten it down. We're just gonna get it to where it's holding the bottom half on positively. There we go. Now we'll get the other screw in. Now, you don't want this to bottom out on your bars because then the inside's gonna be rubbing against the inside of the throttle sleeve. So you wanna back it off just a little bit, which requires me to loosen one of the screws. You can loosen this and back off a little bit. There we go. Perfect. And you want to start tightening both sides down, alternating, maintaining about the same space between each side of the halves as you bring it together. So if you're installing this and the throttle goes back and sticks, make sure your thumb screw is backed off a little bit so this can turn freely. Bear in mind, this is a brass component, excuse me. You don't want to crank the fuck out of these screws. Go for a ride. If it starts moving, then you can adjust, tighten them a little bit. Before you go for a ride, make sure you use Loctite on both of these screws. It may also be helpful to put a little bit of 3-in-1 oil, WD-40 underneath this, so it slides smooth across your handlebars. If not, it's not the end of the world, but some people find it helpful. There we go. Positively bitchin'. Let's get the clutch side grip on. What's up, everybody? Just want to tell you, if you want some really cool motorcycle parts, go to shoptjbc.com. I hear those guys are big-ass motherfuckers. With this side, there's a lot of really rough spots in the paint, so I'm actually gonna get a little help here. So I got this little mini 3-inch orbital sander, and I'm gonna clean this up. So starting off here first with some 80 grit, making sure your teeth are moving. You don't wanna let it sit in one spot too long. That'll cause an irregularity, and it can make it difficult to install your grip. So now that I've cleaned up the surface enough, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to remove everything off there. I'm actually gonna take some red Loctite here and put this on the back side of each of these screws, push into the thread there. Ooh, a little too much that time. All right, back the screw out. Coolio. Now, when you get your Acerus HD kit, you're gonna get a little baggie, which is not full of drugs. Please don't snort these. They are extra set screws in case they fall out, because if you are an idiot and don't use Loctite, they can back out. Now, if you notice, it's not very thick material, and these set screws are pretty small. If you don't use Loctite, they are very likely to back out. Also included is a handy dandy Allen key, so you can throw that in the box with all the other IKEA Allen wrenches you have. Slide it on the bars here, go around and start tightening these screws down. Again, this is brass. It's not steel. So you don't want to crank down on these little set screws very hard. They are soft, tender little soles. Now, once you're done, get a little paper towel, wipe off any excess Loctite that got pushed out. Nice clean install. Now we need to get this side clutch lever on. We are going to need more Allen keys. It is going to be a 45/64. It's always the one you don't think it's gonna be, right? Here's a tip when setting up the levers on your bike. To set these at the right height, when you sit on your bike, look over the top of your bars. You should see just the top of your lever. Wherever your eye line is when you're riding, and you look over top of the bars, you can just see the lever. That's the perfect spot where your hands are gonna be able to grab that lever perfectly. Probably gonna move this in. That's way too far out. Before we tighten this down, we're gonna reinstall the gas tank and the seat, and we'll have Marin sit on the bike and get this clutch lever set up just for him. So now we're gonna set the angle of the clutch lever. So go ahead and sit on the bike, Marin. Carefully, obviously, because we are on lift. Take your hand off the bars. At what point can you just see the top of the lever? Let me loosen this a smidge for you. It's just pee on my hands, it's okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Put your other hand on the bar like you're riding,
Yeah,
right? Relax.
right there.
That's where you can see the top.
Yep,
Now put your hand over. Where does it feel comfortable to grab?
it's right there.
Right there?
A little lower, right there.
Okay, and that's a good distance in?
Yeah.
Cool, okay.
Let me go a little up. Give me 1 second.
Sure. I'm just gonna tighten a little bit so it doesn't move so much. There you go.
Yeah, that's good right there.
Sweet. Voila. Now you're a real boy.
I am finally a real boy.
Start it up. Fuck yeah. So Marin, thank you very much for letting us use your bike as a guinea pig. I'm really glad that we get to use your bike more than any other bike, because your bike is absolutely going to fight us every fucking step of the butt fucking way.
All the time.
And it makes, makes the videos really enjoyable and very vibrant. We really get to dig into our feelings of frustration together as a team. You watched us remove some crap off of a motorcycle and install some much better crap. That was the Acerus HD. That's the Acerus kit, which comes with grips and a throttle assembly for your Harley Davidson. Check it out, shoptjbc.com. Ready? 1, 2, 3. If you like, leave us a comment below and do fun shit.